What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the video where I break down 5 players that I think have the highest upside this season. Based on where these players are being drafted, you should definitely look at taking them when you can. Before we jump into this video, make sure you check out the video description. We have so much content to look forward to, so make sure you hop in our Discord, check out our website, and toss us a follow on Twitter to make sure you're fully prepared for this upcoming season. If you want access to our projections, our trade analyzer, the Fantasy Puck League, and more, head over to our Patreon. The link is in the description. Without further ado, let's jump into the top players that I think have the highest upside this season. The first must-own player with the highest upside this season is Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils. Hughes is poised to have a huge season on a revamped Devils team that added a stud defenseman in Dougie Hamilton. On top of this, they had some low-key breakout players from last year like Pavel Zacha and Igor Sharangovich, making this young Devils team more and more competitive as the season nears. Hughes was the 2019 first overall pick, noted for his elite skating and incredible hands and puck handling. He has all the tools to be a star in the NHL, and last season he started to show signs of this. In 56 games, Hughes scored 11 goals, 31 points, added 7 power play points, and 142 shots. As a 19-year-old on the team who ranked in the bottom 3 for goals last season, this was a strong season for Hughes and could be the turning point of his career. With captain Nico Hischier missing time last year, Hughes was able to step up and managed to raise his average time on ice to 1904 from 1552 the season prior, a huge jump in responsibility for a 19-year-old. Hughes now has 2 seasons under his belt. He's entering a contract year at age 20. I anticipate Hughes to smash his career highs and potentially lead this Devils team to their first playoff berth in a long time. At ADP 142 on Yahoo and ranked 238 on ESPN, Hughes is one of the top value players with the highest upside in this year's fantasy drafts. Moving on, we have Carter Verhaeghe of the Florida Panthers. The 26-year-old is entering just his 3rd NHL season and is coming off of a breakout year with the Panthers. He was signed for just $1.1 million by the Panthers after scoring just 13 points in his first season on Tampa in 2019. The Panthers took a chance on him, and wow did he ever impress them. In 43 games last season, Verhaeghe scored 18 goals, 36 points, added a plus 24 rating, and 107 shots while seeing an 8-minute increase in average time on ice. For a player who's skating on Florida's top line with Barkov and Reinhart, his upside's almost limitless. This line is poised to dominate this season, and Verhaeghe is going to play a huge role in this. At ADP 166 on Yahoo and ranked 211 on ESPN, you can draft this player with a high floor and huge upside relatively late in your drafts. Coming in at number 3, we have Trevor Zegras of the Anaheim Ducks. The 2019 9th overall pick has shown elite upside in his short 24-game stint last season. One of the league's best prospects made his debut during the mid part of last season, and in 24 games, he scored 3 goals, 13 points, added a plus 6 rating, and averaged 2.2 shots per game while playing just over 15 minutes per night. These stats may look a little bit underwhelming, but for a 19-year-old in his first NHL season on the worst offensive hockey team last year, to me, it's pretty impressive. The door is now wide open for Zegras entering his first full NHL season. With little to no competition up the middle, he should slot right onto the top line and the top power play unit. He could easily play north of 19 minutes per night, and so far in preseason, he's been skating with Comtois and Raquel, and this line definitely has potential. If Zegras can continue where he left off last season, with the added minutes and new line mates, he could be poised for a really strong season. At ADP 176 on Yahoo, and he's outside of the top 300 on ESPN, Zegras could be a lottery ticket in your drafts. Let's move on to the next player. We have Miro Heiskanen of the Dallas Stars. The 2017 3rd overall pick, who is marveled for his impressive skating ability, has yet to break out at the NHL level. Luckily for us, this season may be the breakout, and his draft stock doesn't reflect this at all. The 22-year-old is entering the season after signing an 8-year, $67 million deal with the Stars, and now he can focus on playing hockey rather than the business side of it. Dallas clearly knows what they have in Heiskanen after signing him to a deal of this magnitude, while him and the Stars are looking to continue their winning ways after a disappointing 2020 season. It's important to note that the Stars did have a bunch of COVID trouble early on last season, and many players didn't skate for a few weeks. This may not be an excuse, but Dallas's delayed start could have been difficult to transition right into playing games after being off for a few weeks, while other teams have already played 8 or 9 games. Nevertheless, Heiskanen showed his true offensive talent in Dallas's playoff run in 2019, scoring 6 goals and 26 points in just 27 games while playing 25 minutes and 58 seconds per night. He followed that up in 2020 with a disappointing 27 points in 55 games, but his minutes did increase to 24:58 from 23:46, which is a promising sign for this year. As Dallas looks to rebound, their superstar defenseman is not getting the respect he deserves in drafts given the huge upside. On Yahoo, his ADP is fair at 80, although he could be taken a little bit earlier, but on ESPN, his 165 rank is really disrespectful. The final player that I think has a ton of upside this season is Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks. The 26-year-old is entering his third full season and second season as a starting goalie. In Demko's first year as a starter, he posted a 16-18-1 record with a .915 save percentage and a .285 goals against average. These numbers are solid given that Vancouver was by far the worst defensive team in hockey last year. Between COVID, injury, and overall underperformances by many players, the Canucks just couldn't figure out how to play defense. It definitely didn't help that they were in the Canadian division and had to face the Oilers and Leafs 8 times. Now that divisions are realigned, the Canucks find themselves as one of the most competitive teams in the Pacific that has teams like Arizona, Anaheim, San Jose, and LA who could all be below 500 teams. With the additions of Garland and OEL, a full year of adversity, I think this Vancouver team is poised for a big season, and Demko is going to be a huge beneficiary of this. If he can start 60 to 70% of games with all the talent they have up front and the huge upside from Demko in net, he can be one of the most valuable goalies in the draft. On Yahoo, he's the 20th goalie off the board at ADP 102, and on ESPN, he's the 19th goalie off the board at rank 126. That'll do it for our must-own players with the highest upside video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. As the Fantasy Puck community prepares you for this upcoming season, make sure you click the link in our description and check out all of our content channels to make sure you're fully prepared for this upcoming season. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.